The hot weather, dry conditions, and wind are fueling the canyon fire across 2 counties. There's good progress to report in the fight today.
The fire exploded to 2,000 acres. It burned from Anaheim in Orange County to Corona in Riverside County.
Flames burned at least 1 home and a big rig. Over 700 firefighters are on the front lines, but the fire is mainly being fought from the air.
And taking a live look at the fire from above.
Our team coverage begins with Stu Mundell, who is live in Sky 2. And Stu, some evacuation orders have now been lifted?
That's right. Evacuations orders have been lifted for some of those homes out there in the Corona area. This is what they're still dealing with out here. You can see some of those flames on the top of the mountain, far from the Corona area, but those winds that moved that fire yesterday still kind of kicking in. You can see that smoke. The good news, there isn't any fuel to burn this time, as it all burned up yesterday. Now, there are some evacuation orders being lifted out here in the Corona area. This neighborhood you see right here, north of Green River Road and Foothill Park. They're saying some of those homes, if you have the proper ID, you are allowed back into your home this afternoon. But that's just this area right here. Many of the other homes south of Green River still under mandatory evacuations. This fire, they're not saying it's out yet, but they are looking very positive. And it does seem like as they're lifting these evacuations, more evacuation orders may be lifted and people may be allowed back into their homes. Live in Sky 2 over the Corona area, I'm Stu Mundell. Back to you two in the studio.
All right, thank you, Stu. And our team coverage continues now with CBS 2's Joy Benedict.
She's live in Corona where the fire damaged homes. Joy?
That's right, Rick. The good news is we don't see any flames here. And of course, that is good news because we are in a mandatory evacuation area like he was talking about south of that road. You can see behind me how much of this hillside was destroyed. You see we have a couple of firefighters there. They just put out some hot spots that are continuing to burn. But look over here to the right hand side and you can see just how close the flames got to this home. It was so hot. It melted and shattered all of these windows and melted that trash can. But thankfully, at least this homeowner has a home to return to.
Upstairs is the worst.
It was a heartbreaking homecoming for Kathy Rickert after getting a call just an hour after evacuating last night.
I got a call from a neighbor who said, "Your house is on fire." And I went, "Oh my God," I couldn't believe it. Why our house?
Walking around today, she is thankful she has a home to still walk through.
I thought it'd be worse. Yeah. It's bad. We can't live here. They won't let us live here.
Most of her upstairs ceiling is now on the floor after embers from the canyon fire landed on her roof. But firefighters quickly put it out, saving her home from burning to the ground.
I give us more slack here.
Nearby, firefighters spent the day hosing down the burn areas around evacuated homes. In all, more than 500 homeowners were told to leave when the canyon fire sparked along the 91 freeway Monday afternoon.
Wind is still doing some pretty crazy things. As you can see, we got a little bit of wind right now. So we're kind of waiting to see what that wind does and just make sure it's safe for the people to come in here and continue their lives.
Many forced out of their homes landed at the Red Cross shelter nearby, fearful to stay behind.
Quite surreal when you're kind of like right in the forefront of it. So yeah, it was pretty intense.
And the intensity still exists for more than 700 firefighters on the ground. As the flames move away from homes and into the Cleveland National Forest, the air attack is aggressive. 9 fixed-wing planes, 10 choppers dropping water and Phos-Chek, as firefighters are doing everything they can to make sure another home doesn't catch fire.
I'm not angry. We've been very fortunate in our life, so this is just a little setback.
Several weeks of a setback. We're told the Rickards aren't going to be expected to have their home fixed for about 6 weeks. That's how long it's going to take. Back out here live, you can see the firefighters are still here. They're going to remain here in this area south of Green River, where it is still under a mandatory evacuation, probably until tomorrow. I'm being told that's when firefighters will consider lifting the evacuation orders here. They say their concern are simply these winds that are very easy to see, and they don't know when they're going to shift. Guys.